Friends, gather round, for the US is at it again. This time it's a trade war, and the dance floor is paved with tariffs. On April 2nd, 2025, a day now ominously dubbed Liberation Day, President Trump unleashed a flurry of new tariffs on imports. It's like he looked at a map of the world and said, you know what these countries need? Higher prices. A flat 10% tariff was slapped onto everything coming into the US. But wait, there's more. China, apparently public enemy number one in this economic ballet, got hit with a whopping 54% tariff. The EU, not quite as offensive to Trump's sensibilities, got a breezy 20%. And Australia, well, they got a friendly little nudge of 10%. One can only assume this is because Trump finds their accents inherently untrustworthy. This isn't a trade deal, folks. It's a trade tantrum. And just like a toddler throwing a fit in the cereal aisle, it's the rest of us who are left to clean up the mess. Now, the Trump administration, with the kind of straight face that could make a poker champion weep, insists this is all part of a master plan. They say it's about reciprocal trade practices and rebuilding domestic manufacturing. Apparently, the best way to achieve this is to make everything more expensive. The White House, in a move that would make even the most optimistic carnival barker blush, promises these tariffs will magically boost the economy by $728 billion. They also claim it will create 2.8 million jobs, presumably for people who manufacture those little flags you wave at 4th of July parades. But here's the thing about promises. They're like politicians, easily broken and often full of shit. And in this case, the administration's rosy projections seem to be based on the same economic model they use to predict the weather, wishful thinking, and a dartboard. Void. You see, actual economists, those killjoys who insist on things like data and evidence, are singing a very different tune. They're warning of potential global recessions, market instability, and a level of decreased investor confidence that would make a used car salesman nervous. J.P. Morgan analysts, no strangers to the art of making money, predict a significant downturn if these tariffs stick around. It's almost as if they understand that artificially inflating prices doesn't actually create economic growth. Who knew? And here's the real kicker. These tariffs are estimated to cost each American household an extra $5,000 a year. So congrats everyone. You just got a pay cut courtesy of the President of the United States. But hey, at least we're sticking it to China, right? Except not really. Because the thing about trade wars is, well, they tend to involve other countries. And those countries, surprisingly enough, don't seem particularly thrilled about being on the receiving end of Trump's economic wrath. China, never one to back down from a fight, has vowed countermeasures, calling the US move unilateral bullying. Apparently, they're big fans of irony over there. They're also likely to target US agricultural and energy products, which is bad news for American farmers and, well, everyone who enjoys not freezing in the dark. The EU, meanwhile, is preparing its own countermeasures, because apparently, nobody messes with their cheese and wine. Australia, Canada, South Korea, Japan, they're all lining up to give the US a taste of its own protectionist medicine. It's like a global game of economic hot potato. And guess who's holding the spud when the music stops? That's right, folks, us.